I believe it's wrong to take the acquisition of talent in an organisation and dump the problem on HR's door. It should be a company-wide responsibility with cross-functional teams which have a very clear strategy in how to go out into the market, identify, engage and entice the relevant employees into their organisation. The most successful companies that we're working with at the moment, like the likes of Heinz and Danone, have a much more commercial approach to their recruitment process, which often is driven by the HR function, but utilises the most appropriate people within the organisation to attract others to it. I think systems and processes are important to any recruitment campaign, but the process should not be allowed to stifle the need at times to be flexible or creative to secure the most relevant people. Quite surprisingly, some of our larger blue chip clients are actually displaying increasing flexibility in the recruitment process, far more so than many of the SMEs we deal with. Maybe the larger companies are finally taking seriously the challenge and adjusting accordingly.
I've worked closely with 7HR over the last couple of months and been successful in securing a new role. Similar large retailer, trading team. 7 contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested. I'd heard of the company before, but they gave me a very good detailed breakdown of what was involved, told me a lot about the job, and that convinced me it was worth going for. The level of knowledge that the recruitment firm have of the prospective employer I think is crucial. In my particular example, I don't believe 7 had a lot of history working with this employer, but they made the effort to find out all the information I needed. And I think for both of us, therefore, it was a new company, but you couldn't tell from the process. There was no great gaps in the knowledge, there weren't questions that couldn't be answered. And I felt that the feedback came on again in a timely fashion and quickly. I knew exactly where I was in any time in the process.
Communication with our consultants is absolutely key. It is a real opportunity for us as a business to inform the consultants of who we are in terms of a culture and the values we have. So therefore, Danone have very strong values: humanism, openness, enthusiasm and proximity. And I feel that every part of our recruitment process should echo these values. There are many recruitment consultants flooding the market these days, so we're looking for recruitment consultants that really add value. And the way recruitment consultants can add value is be very insightful about the market, be innovative in their approach in tapping into that market, especially the passive candidate market, bring those insights to us, help us translate our employer brand effectively to that market. And I think the key factor to make a great recruitment consultant is feedback, and it's very much a two-way process. So they will give us insights into what other people are doing, best practices, improvements that we can make to our process, and likewise we work with them in partnership. I think it's key too that we have objective measurements in place that we're both aligned on that reflect these key elements, i.e. the innovative service level approach.
For me personally, and also as a Heinz business, the fundamental thing that's very much worked with 7HR and Heinz is the time that's been invested on 7HR's part to really understand us as Heinz as a business. And that's not only in terms of the history of Heinz or the challenges and opportunities that the company has going forward, but fundamentally understanding what it's like to work for Heinz. I get a real sense that 7HR again invest time in getting to understand the candidates as individuals, not just as a paper exercise in terms of what their CV looks like, but actually understanding them. And I think that's where, as a partnership, 7HR and Heinz had a great success rate in hiring because there's been a great match. The recruitment consultant at 7HR that I've been working with certainly is very much focused on being fast-paced, very thorough, is a good check for me personally in terms of keeping me on my toes, in terms of getting back and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a great support and kind of very much a partnership as a result of that.
My advice to business regarding recruitment is quite simple. If you choose to work with a consultancy, make sure your decision of the recruitment partner is made having assessed their capability to represent your brand within the marketplace. The decision should always be based on capability and not cost. Ask yourself the question, do we have the right people saying the right things in the right way?